Hello and welcome once again to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen Rhodes. That was 37 seconds of just blank space. I feel bad for Genty now.
Well, yeah.
That's a lot.
What you're failing to mention was the 10 minutes I've been sitting here. So story time for you guys.
So you are
Women,
so dramatic.
Women listening, you don't need to listen to this. But
yes. I feel so bad for Matt. His
everyone
wife
knows
cares
that
what she looks like.
When you ask your wife, what do you have left to get ready? And she says, I just need to put on my shoes. You know, go sit down because it's another 20 minutes.
Yes, it is.
Same thing with the podcast. I sat down and said, are you ready to go? And then it was like another 20 minutes. And
do I show up and look great?
You do. You show up, you look great.
I've always said better late than ugly.
I'm just saying we've been married 25 years and I get the whole shoes and it's another 10 minutes. I can't believe we're on episode 187 and I haven't figured out I'm ready to record and it's another 10
I'm
to 50.
ready.
Yeah.
I'm usually ready.
But let's jump in.
Yes. I'm going to wrestle your ass later. Allegedly. And then I'm going to eat a Snickers. No. So I had a client suggest this podcast topic. Thanks, Joey. Love you. I have been thinking about it. I liked it. The minute she said it, I was like, yeah. So I don't think most people are failing. I think most people are just stuck in the middle.
Yeah, they're not doing bad. They're just but they're really not moving forward. And for me personally, I think probably for you too, it's something that frustrates me a little bit. And I think it comes from us being coaches and we see all this potential in people and we don't see everyone moving the way we want them to. Not just clients, but people around us too.
Because we took the red pill, bro.
Yeah.
Like we're awake now. Like, come on, you guys are capable of so much more. But I remember when the lid got lifted off of us after COVID, right? Like working with John, working with William especially. Like they showed us how absolutely unlimited things are and how once you can open your eyes to it, you are unstoppable. And I think that's where that push-pull with us comes in because we took the red pill. We can see it now.
Yeah, but that makes sense. But I guess one thing to make clear as we're just getting started out today, this topic isn't about being in the gutter and then getting something motivational to rise up. That's not someone who's low and they're failing at things. It's like you said, they're not losing, but they're definitely not winning. They're letting life and opportunities pass them by.
Yeah, when you really look at it, a lot of it comes down to how they're playing the game.
They're playing not to lose.
That is a really good way to say that, actually.
Yeah, but it shows up. Here's where you can tell if you're playing to not lose. It shows up sounding very responsible. Things like, I just want to be comfortable, or I don't need anything crazy. I don't need that, and that one kills me because what you're really saying is I don't think I can obtain that, whether it's a body, a purse, a relation, whatever it is I don't need anything crazy. You don't think you can obtain it. So you try and sound responsible and say, I don't need it.
Yeah.
Or, I just want to maintain. Like, really? Where's that fucking fire that keeps you going? Maintaining is not what you want to do.
I want mastery.
Yeah.
Right? So in fitness, I hear it all the time. Obviously, I talk about it often here. I don't need to wear a bikini. I just want to lose 10 pounds. Went through an exercise with my sister-in-law and she's like, well, I don't need a Louis Vuitton purse. I'm like, oh, what if I gave you one? Would you take it? She's like, oh yeah. I was like, then you want it. Just say it. It's okay. It's okay. But I want to talk about two clients. They actually have the same first name. Fun. That's fun. We'll keep them nameless. First, client A came to me with a goal of 175 pounds because that was safe. She was at 200. Losing 25 seemed like a lot, but it was still safe. I said, that's not enough to really move the needle. How long ago were you there? A year ago. Okay, so then it's attainable. It's not a stretch. And I pushed for a more aggressive goal and she pushed back. So she set the small goal. she kept resetting. She kept plateauing. She kept fucking self-sabotaging and avoided the full commitment because she didn't trust the process and she only knew the rebound, right? So self-sabotage came easily, right? I know this is going to swing back up because I do it all the time and I swing back down. That's her pattern, right? Now, did we hit the 25-pound goal? Yeah. But it was a constant tug of war. Now I want to contrast with second client A. Came to me at 175 pounds. I said, let's set your goal at 135. She said, that's insane. Okay. Set it in your head where you want. My goal is still 135. And she's like, Jen, I don't want to let you down. I was like, you're not. And 2 weeks in, started dropping inches. Scale didn't budge. 2 months in, lost like 17 inches and like 15 pounds. She's like, I will do whatever you say for the rest of my life.
She saw that new goal. Yeah.
And it was only 9 months ago. Yeah. And she is 5 pounds away from my goal that I set for her. Like, think about that. That shift in perspective. Someone who raised the standards and just transformed. I will literally do whatever you tell me. I've got nothing else to lose. And I trust you after yo-yoing for decades. And that, it's not the goal is bad. It's just that it doesn't require enough for them to actually change.
Nailed it. That's what I was talking about, the maintain. You know, the goal isn't big enough to actually change. You're exactly right. You got to get something so crazy that it lights a fire in your belly. And when I say fire, I'm talking about the butterflies. I'm talking about the tension and also that fire all at once. And that's the part people don't realize is that playing it safe, it feels like progress, but it usually leads to staying the same. And that story you just gave of the first, it's a picture perfect real world story of not having that fire in your belly, setting that goal big enough, and then actually staying the same.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to tell a story, and I hate to retell a story. I mean, I know we retell stories all the time on here, but I literally just said this one, but I think it fits better in this episode than the one that I told it in. It's, so bear with me if you've heard me already talk about this. But I have this friend who's very successful in business, and he keeps telling me that
Does his name start with A as well? No, just kidding. No, I'm
No.
kidding.
We'll call him B. B. So he keeps telling me that he wants diversification. He wants tax benefits. He wants cash flow that he doesn't have to get up and work for every day. And he tells me he's super interested in investing. He specifically says, I want to invest with you. So I take people at their word. If I tell someone what I'm doing and they don't say, hey, I really want to learn more about that, then I'd stop. I mean, I don't have anything to sell. I'm not a salesperson. I have an opportunity. If it fits, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. But since he says this, I keep sending him deals that we get. But every time it's something. And I understand that because the timing has to be
and that's
right.
fair.
It's got to be right. But he sees these deals succeeding. He reaches out again to me. Hey, I want in on the next one. And the pattern repeats itself. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's fear in the way people think. It doesn't sound like fear to me. It feels more like I'm just being smart.
Or safe.
Yeah.
I want to be safe.
But over time, that turns into years of not moving.
Yeah.
Whether it's the fitness example you just gave me or you just said or mine, it's years of being in the same place. And that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah. People think they're being disciplined, right, in fitness, but they're just actually avoiding discomfort. Same in money, right? I don't want to let you down, coach. But guess what we did sooner than, like, I had a year to get to this 135 goal. She's 5 pounds away in 9 months. Bananas. But it's the same in money, right? People think they're being cautious, but they're actually just avoiding decisions.
And I think the real issue when you get down to the heart of it is people don't realize what it's actually costing them.
Yeah, they only look at what they might lose, right? Not that not what they're missing. They don't see the end goal. They don't have a pretty enough picture to chase. They're running the race looking over their shoulder, right? Like, you run a race like this, your ass is going to crash. Or you're going to stay in the same place because you don't know where to run, right?
Yeah.
Enough analogies.
Let's make this real for people. It's instead of asking what could go wrong, start asking, what am I giving up staying here?
Yeah, I like that language in the question. That's such a better question that hits, right? Like, what am I giving up by staying here? What is passing me by staying here? Fitness is like a domino effect. Yeah, when you decide not to stay where you're at, when you have a real palpable goal and the one that puts fire in your belly, and you get energy from it, right? And then that translates into action. That action becomes confidence, and that confidence turns into results. But those results, that's the freedom you've been looking for. And that's the key word I want to keep coming back to is freedom.
Yeah.
Does this current goal grant you freedom?
Yeah. I played not to lose in my fitness. I played not to lose in so many areas of my life, but in fitness, I was trying to get healthy. Don't yell at me. Healthy. I know you hate that word. I was trying to get healthy for 10 years. I was going to lose 10 to 15 pounds for 10 years. And I was staying in the same place.
Yeah. I want to go back to the wording I just used, that freedom.
Okay.
Are you choosing freedom or are you choosing the loop? Right? Yeah. Break the loop, man. A lot of people do that. They can't lose if they keep the goal small enough just to lose 10 to 15 pounds, right? Like, that's the loop. It's a safe one.
Yeah. And I staying on the freedom thing, it cost me years of freedom by staying in that loop of getting healthy and losing 10 to 15 pounds. And I know I talk a lot about being able to take your shirt off and go to the pool because it's a visual that I can say on this podcast. Yeah, you're not. But it's not about taking off the shirt and going to the pool. It's about the freedom. Mm-hmm. And that shift came in the form of something similar to what we're talking about today for me. I was doing really well in a lot of areas. At least I thought I was. I thought I was. What was it? I thought I was maintaining. I thought I was being all the things I said earlier. I thought I was there.
So cautious.
And then a mentor basically told me. He didn't say you're playing not to lose, but he basically told me you're capable of so much more, which is just another way of saying it.
Yeah.
And that phone call triggered everything. That was that domino effect of that fitness that you just told me. The energy, the action, the results, but then it spilled over to every area of my life.
Yeah. Do you think it was the feeling of being free?
Partially, yes. I felt like I could do so much more, but I think it opened my eyes to other areas of my life that I was playing small.
Ooh,
when I hit that,
yeah.
when I hit that fitness goal, I was like, holy shit, for 10 years, I've been trying to do this. When I actually set the goal to transform my body and transformed it, what else could I do? And I think, if you go back to that time frame, that's when we completely revamped our fitness business and we stopped playing small in the fitness industry as well.
In our marriage,
yep.
In our parenthood.
But even after that, now that we're talking about this, guys, go back to what I just said. I wanted abs, and I finally said it, and I got them. And then it transformed. It transformed our fitness business, but I wanted something even more. Not that the fitness business that you have and you've built is small. I just wanted something different. Without that entire series of events happening, I would never have gotten into real estate. And if you think about it, our company slogan is think bigger.
Yeah. It's so funny how that happens.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's why I'm so passionate about people getting into their best self up here and physically, like when it comes to fitness. And in business, they say sales fixes all problems, which is true. Sales fixes a lot of problems, but I'm not going to say that fitness fixes all problems, but damn, it's the best place to start. And you just proved that.
Yeah. It was that series of events that took to get us where I'm sitting in this chair today.
To realize that we were playing so small,
Yeah.
right? Like I remember when we first really started the online programming, right? I knew it worked. I knew it had value, but I kept my prices really low because not because of need, right? I didn't want to get 1,000 clients, but because I was nervous. I was really nervous that people wouldn't see the value. I was nervous they wouldn't sign up. I was nervous I'd lose people if I raised them. So I stayed safe. I told myself, like, just keep it here, keep it affordable, right? But really, I was playing not to lose. I could guarantee results, and I was killing myself in the process, right? I was tying my confidence to whether people said yes. And it was costing me more than I realized. And not just in business, but in impact. I know that sounds so funny though, but I decided to raise my prices about a year in, and it felt uncomfortable, right? There were doubts, but I stopped building based on outcome and I started building based on value, and everything changed. Like once I did the math for a client, I'm like, look, I need to bring your price to here because you and I talk X amount of minutes a week. I am working for pennies. And the minute she realized, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like once we realized we could raise prices, we didn't lose. We lost nobody. We grew. We attracted better clients, hundreds of transformations instead of like scraping for a handful, right? Created better results. And I built something real. And looking back, the only thing holding it back was my attachment to what if they say no?
Yeah, and I don't think the answer is taking on more risks though. I think it's raising your standard. I think it's raising your standard. I think you start making decisions from that place, and that's what you did was you raised the standard, your standards.
Yeah, I think this is why people get stuck on their own too, without a coach. Like sometimes I've got to pull people through that goal, right? Client A, number 2, A1, 2, right? But because from inside it feels like they're doing the right things.
Yeah. It's the same with invest. I mean, it's all the same. People don't move until they understand the system, and then they need help.
Yeah, same with fitness. People don't change until they have structure.
So, we've kind of had a long. You said conversation earlier. We've kind of had a little bit of a long conversation about playing to win, and we're probably getting ready to wrap this up. What do we have for takeaway? What's our takeaway? We didn't really have that.
I think I would go back to what I just said, right? The takeaway. The place to start is to look where you're at and raise the standard, right?
I love that. I think so. So maybe the question isn't, am I doing okay? Because if you remember, that's what I went back to my story. I was saying I was doing okay. So the question isn't, am I doing okay? Because you're probably doing okay. It's actually, am I playing to win?
Yeah. There's a big difference between not losing and building something.
Yeah, not only, and I think that difference, everyone listening has done that. They've done something where they played not to lose, and then they've done something where they were trying to build something. And it's not only something you see, but it's something you feel. And it goes back to that one word, freedom.
Yeah.
You feel freedom.
Freedom. All right. After that, I'm sorry I yelled in everyone's ears. I think we're going to wrap. Is that good? We're good to wrap? Cool. All right, guys. You know what to do. If you found value in today's episode, please share it. Please like us on all the channels and the things. And as always, we'll see you next week.